Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Na'Vi versus Team Secret. This should be a pretty good match. Secret, obviously, a very, very dominant team. Na'Vi been doing pretty good themselves lately, managing to hold their own against a lot of teams. So we'll see if they're able to keep that trend going and maybe take this series off of Secret. Obviously, that's no easy task though, but it's possible. It's very possible. A lot of teams have actually managed to 2-0 them quite a bit in recent history. So, maybe Secret's just playing a little bit slack. Maybe they're just, testing out some new things. But either way, this should be a fun match to watch. Neither of these two teams, desperately need a victory. They're both guaranteed to stay in Division 1. So far, Secret has qualified just straight up for the playoffs. But Na'Vi, they're just in 5th. They're one spot out from being able to go into the playoff stages themselves. If they win this match, then they'll put themselves in... It'll be 3rd, I think. They'll put themselves into 3rd and then bump Secret and Nigma down. And then if Nigma end up winning their game in the following series after this, then that'll actually push Secret down to the playoff stages rather than the play-in stages rather than the playoffs. So, it's not exactly like it's super desperate. Secret need to win this game, but it would definitely help keep them just into that top category with the 4 teams in the Division 1 so far. But we'll have to see how this game ends up panning out. Secret have had their Magnus and their Ryo both banned out. Are we just going to see him go for the Omni Knight Sven? It has the potential. It is something that they've just been rolling with quite a lot lately. We'll see if they're going to carry on going with that. They're not. They're actually going with the first pick of the PA. Okay. That's not a hero of the Secret's, first picks. Well, I don't know. I can't think of a time where they've done that before. Definitely not in this tournament. I don't think in any of the previous tournaments either. So it's quite an interesting hero to lead up with. Na'Vi respond by picking up the Shen. Very good hero in the hands of Always Wanna Fly. Does quite a good job on this. Always able to make a nice bit of space for the position 1. So we'll see what Secret can grab up for their second hero. Really thinking about what it is they actually want to go for. I'm quite surprised they didn't just go for the Omni Sven. Maybe they just want to try something else. You don't want to feel like they're becoming stagnant and always relying on the same strategy. Especially seems that once they started picking up, basically every other team started doing exactly the same thing. So they're trendsetters, they've set that trend, everyone's copied it, time for them to go for something else. I'm sure we'll be treated for whatever that's going to be. But they are really thinking about the second pick though. Using loads of their reserve time. And they are just going to go for the Mirana. That is a hero they've actually been picking quite a lot, putting that into the hands of Yapzor. So it's not exactly like it's a massively out there pick. Everyone knows that it's a hero that they run. Normally they like to pick up something like the Outworld Devourer for Nisha in the mid lane. Then you can easily set off for those arrow ganks that come in. And Na'Vi just respond by grabbing the Storm Spirit now, probably thinking that Secret would ban that out in the second phase. So I just want to guarantee that they get that for their mid lane in the hands of Iceberg. So there's still the position 1 bans left to chuck out from Team Secret onto Na'Vi. They actually take with the Rubik first. Definitely a hero that Roger can like to play. And maybe Secret, they're planning on picking up something that Rubik does really well against. Maybe Tidehunter or Nigma. No, well, not that he does really well against. It's just that it's relatively simple to steal those ultimates. The cast time that comes from the Ravage, it takes a good second, 2 seconds for him to be able to Ravage and then use his Anchor Smash to make sure the Rubik can't steal it. So it's always that possibility. Also, the Enigma, obviously, very easy to steal Black Colt, because there's absolutely nothing that the Enigma can do to stop that from happening, apart from catching the Rubik in the Black Hole itself. see what else Secret's going to ban out. Na'Vi took away the very potent Slardar. Always a very annoying thing to go up against when you're also trying to deal with a PA. So those crits doing extra damage just feels real disgusting. Very soul crushing to just get instantly killed by one crit from a PA in that scenario. So make sure that's not going to happen. But Secret actually ban out the Tide Hunter. So I thought maybe they were thinking about picking that themselves, but then they just immediately get rid of that. Interesting. Na'Vi take away the Underlord. Another hero that Zai can play. Seems like a lot of 3-4s all getting focused between both of these teams. Secret take away the Bounty Master, I was about to say, the Beast Master, just to make sure that Matuma Man is going to be constantly getting locked down by those massive stun duration roars. So see what Na'Vi are going to ban out for their 5th hero. I think it's going to be the Omni Knight. That potential for it to come out on the side of Secret. Puppey running it is the 5. Obviously, it's not quite as potent on a PA as it is on a Sven, because obviously when you have the Sven and the Omni Knight, the bonus strength that the Heavenly Grace provides just transmutes into bonus damage with the Sven ultimate as well. It can be pretty disgusting to go up against. But even still, they'll take that out now. And we'll see what Na'Vi's going to grab for their 3rd hero. Probably going to be their position 4 role for Roger. They do not like to run like a Phoenix Mars setup quite a lot in their off lane, or Mars Dark Willow. So we could potentially see one of those 2 heroes coming out this game. Obviously Secret didn't put any of their bans towards that, so maybe they're not afraid of that if it does come out. It seems like it is a relatively common duo setup that Na'Vi run. Na'Vi using quite a chunk of their reserve time themselves now, just thinking about whether maybe they do want to go for this strategy or not. Maybe go for something a little bit different. But they're going to go with their comfort zone. They're going to take that Mars pick. So we'll see what the position 4 they're going to pick to pair with that. Whether it will be the Dark Willow, the Phoenix. What else sort of heroes would they run in conjunction with the Mars? So normally Alina's good, but that's obviously already banned. Rubik's good, but that's obviously banned. I think Roger does run the Shadow Demon as well. And it's not too bad of a pairing with the Mars, especially for the Shadow Demon. You know, you get a couple of poison stacks onto whoever you target him, and then you disrupt them. Easy to spear target there for the Mars, whilst you also get more Shadow Poison stacks. And it's a relatively easy kill setup. But instead, they're just going to go for the very safe Phoenix. Always got that super nice ultimate wombo combo from the Mars and the Phoenix. It's the Arena protecting the egg protecting everyone else. Can be quite a potent force to deal with. So it looks like it's just the position 1 left to pick up for Na'Vi. You're going to want to grab something that can deal with the PA quite nicely. So someone who sort of naturally builds an MKB, someone who doesn't mind getting that. So you're just going to pick the Dragon Knight now. So that'll be in the mid lane for Nisha. Well, most likely. I think Zai has run it a few times for the off lane. So there is still that potential for it to be position 3 Dragon Knight, not necessarily guaranteed for Nisha. So now Na'Vi just after their position 1, probably Faceless Void still in the pool. It's not too bad of a hero pickup either. Doesn't mind building MKB either because there's quite a nice amount of damage with that in tow. But they'll take out the Drow now. Obviously the big wall that gets made by the Mars creates plenty of space for her, but even though they already had PA, one of their heroes which does generally quite nicely up against the Drow Ranger, always able to Phantom Strike directly on top of her, taking away her ultimate agility bonus and trying to tear her to shreds that way. The Na'Vi suspecting this is going to be Nisha Dragon Knight for the mid lane, so they're focusing their bans towards Zai, taking away the Sand King for now. We'll see what they're going to use for their second ban of the final phase. Maybe if they do think it's Zai hero, maybe they might go for the Bloodseeker ban. Or they might try and keep it a little bit more diverse and potentially ban out a hero that Nisha could be running in the mid lane. So Na'Vi are really thinking about what to use their final ban on. Using quite a chunk of their reserve time now, down to 30 seconds. And they are going to take away that Bloodseeker. So they're pretty convinced this is going to be a mid-Dragon Knight. We'll see if that is actually going to be Na'Vi's strategy, and they're going to pick something else for Nisha. But it's always got to be in the back of your mind whenever you're playing up against Secret there. Even though the Dragon Knight is traditionally a mid-hero, it might not necessarily be that. They are known to mix things up and really shake the bag around and bring something new to the table. But I mean, they have run Zai Dragon Knight before, so it's not like it'll be brand new if they chuck it into the off lane. But we'll see what they are going to pick up with their final hero now. It's actually going to be the Timbersaw, so we'll be the Dragon Knight in the mid lane. And Zai taking the Timber for the off. So Na'Vi, they need to pick a hero which can lane relatively decently against the Timbersaw, even with the help of a Shen. There's not like a massive array of heroes which do super well against the Timber. Ideally, you want someone who's ranged to keep distance from the constant Whirling Death spam. And they should go for the Slark. I mean, it's not terrible, but I mean, pretty much every single one of Timbersaw's abilities is AoE. So sure, V-Tune's going to be able to purge off the minus key attribute stats that the Whirling Death's going to be able to do with his Dark Pact, but he's not going to be able to avoid any of the damage spells that come out from Zai, even when he has his ultimate activated. So he is going to be a little bit careful of that. There's always going to be that possibility just to get blown up. But even still, I quite like Na'Vi's draft. Despite that, I think Roger should be able to make a nice bit of space for V-Tune. Well, not make loads of space, but he should definitely be able to not get crushed. He shouldn't get crushed in this lane. He should be alright. Especially seeing as how Yapzor's most likely going to be rotated to that mid lane quite a lot. Obviously, you tend to see like an Outworld Devourer lane in the mid lane whenever you can have a Mirana pairing. Just easy set for those arrows, but the Dragon Knight is a close second. The Dragon Tail stun, I think it's the longest guaranteed single target stun in the game. It's like level 1's 2.5 seconds. Bloody mental to go up against. So there is going to be that quite large duration to actually set up for those arrows that's going to be coming out from Yapzor. Let me just check and see I'm not making numbers up, right? Yeah, 2.5 seconds, level 1 stun. And you don't really need to level it up that much more because the stun duration barely changes whatsoever. So it's just one of those skills, you just leave that level 1 for quite a while. Mainly focus towards your Dragon Blood for the laning phase, and then swap out to the Brief Fire once that's maxed up. But looking at lineups, I definitely prefer Na'Vi's lineup in this. Just, I think it's got a little bit extra team fight oomph. And Vichun, sure he's going to struggle, but he should still be able to farm up quite nicely. So, you know, forget the fact that it is actually Team Secret that they're going up against. I think I would rate them to win this game. But once you consider it is Secret, oh, I don't know. I think I'll still go with Na'Vi. I think Na'Vi can do this one. Obviously, normally when you're going up against a Mars Phoenix, it can be quite brutal to deal with sometimes, but you've got the Undying. Really nice hero to abuse these two. Always One Fly is trying to harass out Timberman, see who's going to be able to get this bounty rune. Looks like Always One Fly will be forced to go back. So Matsu should be able to take that bounty rune. Meanwhile, down bottom, Roger and Vichun secured the bounty in the river as well. It looks like Secret, they're not done. Puppey's just charging forwards. Look how much damage he's doing with these right clicks. He's going to force the Fairy Fire pop by General. He's still only one hit away from actually dying here. He is going to change his mind. Even with those, it was plus 20 strength bonus. 1,000 HP for Puppey already. Pretty mental. But I mean, as I was going to say, this is the massive bonus of a Undying going up against a Mars and a Phoenix. They're both strength heroes. So the Decay has such value. Heavily reducing damage and HP. Look at that, he's got 300 HP! Puppey doing so much damage when he hits, he gets another double Decay off. He's huge! He's out of mana now, but even still, these Fire Spirits are about to wear off. He's going to start running at him again. He is out of mana, so he's going to have to start getting a few bit of regen coming in from the courier. It's only one Mango. It's only going to be enough to give him 1 Decay usage. Ah, General needs to be careful. Slowed up by the dagger. Puppey's trying to cut him off. Forcing him up into the trees. He's going to try and cut through, waste as much time as he possibly can before going down. Martu's just going to go back to farming. But the salve pop by General. Even just going to take back to the tier 1 to keep him safe. But Puppey's curry even died with the Mango still in it. So unfortunately he's not going to have any mana left to start spamming out onto Always Want to Fly in general. Oh, he might even just die here. The God's Rebuke of the right clicks of Always Want to Fly actually kills him. That's the first blood going towards Na'Vi. A little bit of a surprise seeing how aggressive Puppey was being and how much damage he was actually doing in this lane, but just without the mana to actually get those that Decay off and give him that bonus HP, probably enough in itself just to bring him down. Nice little Vortex there by Iceberg, dragging Nisha back into the tier 1 tower, making him take quite a bit of damage. There is just a slight lead on Nisha in terms of CS so far. 8-0 to the 6-2 of Iceberg. So make it up for those two actual CS difference in denies. So it's not too bad for him at all. Pretty even so far. The Vichun is actually doing quite nicely down bot lane. Top of the CS chart. Maybe we might see those numbers start shifting a little bit once one side gets a few more levels online. We'll have to see how that ends up actually panning out for him. Vichun just feels really confident this way, just constantly getting up in Zai's face. Obviously, sometimes you need to be like a little bit more skittish, mainly when the support you're going up against has like some sort of instant disable. But with Yapzor, he's just got that arrow that you can use to try and lock Vichun and Roger down, which is a little bit more difficult to land. And even he's just constantly stacking out these creep camps and using his arrow to farm up the big creeps. So just getting a little bit of extra experience flow going into this lane for him and Zai. But But even still, Masu's definitely struggling a bit more than V-Tune is. Despite the fact that Puppey's doing a pretty good job at trying to make enough space for him. Trying to go off as many double decay stacks as he possibly can. Generally, actually goes with the spear there onto Masu. The dive forwards there for Always Want to Fly. Masu's taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to try and stand his ground. They actually get the kill onto Always Want to Fly first. And Masu's just going to retreat into the trees. Gets the salvo successfully, so he will manage to stay alive. Meanwhile, Puppey just keeps charging forwards onto General. One more decay. And then even the Soul Rip actually finishes him off. Puppey ends up getting a double kill. That's the space for Matu. Sure, he did get the kills, but he doesn't really care about that. Assists are good enough. Space just to get a bit of free farm, but this will be Always Want to Fly in general. Coming back into this lane, full HP, full mana. Matu needs to be a little bit more careful now. He doesn't have any sort of consumables himself to keep himself alive for now. Yep, so he's got an Invis rune. Maybe thinking he wants to try and set up for an arrow here onto Iceberg. And Zed's just going to change his mind and start heading back down towards the bot. Maybe it's when Nisha didn't actually have any mana to make any sort of play. Couldn't Dragon stun. But the Absol's going to find a free courier. He'll take that. Oh, meanwhile, Puppey actually ended up dying up top behind the tier 1 tower. I mean, it's kind of inevitable once you consider the fact that obviously both Na'Vi were completely full HP, full mana, but Secret was already severely wounded and drained of a lot of their resources from that previous engagement. Zion Yapsel, they're trying to get a kill onto Roger now with the Whirling Death. It's actually enough to bring Roger down. Obviously, you know, it's the position 5 Shen. You're sort of expected to get killed at some point in the laning phase. So it's nowhere near like the end of the world at all. As long as the V-Tune's still just happily free farming away, which he is, second in CS right now, there's just nothing that Zion Yapsel can really do to hinder the speed that he's able to farm. First Dragon Form as well by Nisha. Wants to try and pressure this tower. Iceberg's just doing as much as he can to try and defend it, but the harass that's coming out is quite a lot. He's been forced away from XP range. He was just in range there to get his level 6 online. Or maybe if Yapsel might just gone for like a blind arrow then. But he's just going to make sure he gets the kill onto Roger's creep instead. Making sure that Shen can't just build up an easy army. And then up top, Always Want to Fly in general is making a move onto Matu once again. Always Want to Fly is getting pretty low, so he needs to be careful. Matu's actually going to turn around, start going to focus on it. The God's Tribute comes up, it's not enough to finish Matu off. Matu just manages to get the kill. Oh, with the Blur effect, he actually manages to dodge the final last hit that was going to come out from General. But it's still not enough to bring him down. He got the vision to get 2 more hits off. He gets the kill onto Matu. For sure, Matu got the experience and the gold for the kill onto Always Want to Fly, but he's taken off the map once again. Well, I say once again for the first time. So I don't think Always Want to Fly really cares that much. Much more high priority kill.
One by one, they fall.
And now V-Tune's got his level 6. He can play so much more aggressively against Zai. He doesn't really have to care about getting low. He just has to drop back to his tower and heal up again. And Matu gets his revenge. They actually get a kill onto General with the rotation that comes out from Yapsel, plus the Tombstone drop from Puppey. Enough to bring the Mars down. I think so. Maybe Yapsel wants to try and set up for a gank onto Always Want to Fly well. Nisha just needs to find that Dragon Tail stun onto the Phoenix. He's just going to go for it. The arrow comes flying in. That's going to be a connection. Benisha's attack speed's been dropped so much. He's not about to get the kill. But Puppey actually comes in there for the assistance with the Soul Rip and the Decay. Just enough to bring him down. The episode actually ended up getting the last hit though. But even so, I don't think Secret really care about who gets the kills. A kill's a kill. It's space. And that's the key factor you've got to think about. Looks like Zai's actually leaving the lane. Normally with Timbersaws, they just like to become this real big bully in the lane and not move around and become such a potent force to deal with. But when you're up against a Slark, there's not really much you can do against him. Just the Essence Shift stacks, just draining all of your stats away, making him even stronger. So we'll see a very uncharacteristic rotation that's coming out from the Timbersaw. It will be enough to probably force down this tier 1 tower, even though the Dragon Form has just finished. It's already pretty low. Looks like Always Want to Fly might just try and hang around, see if he can get the deny. Zai's going to make sure that doesn't happen. So tier 1 in the mid falls. It does open up the map a little bit more for Secret. They've got the potential to move into the triangle and the jungle a little bit easier on the Radiant side. Zai's even just found a little stack that was made for the side of Na'Vi. They're just going to soak up themselves. Roger comes over, he's like, oh no, my stack's gone. My bad, boys. Yep, so just pretty much exclusively using this arrow to farm up neutrals at the moment. Maybe just waiting for him to get the call from someone else on his team to say, you know, can set up for a gank now, come over here. But until then, he's just going to happily farm away himself. But even still, it's still just VTune at the top of that CS chart. And net worth. 800 gold over the top of Nisha. All 3 cores on the side of Secret have pretty much identical net worths. That's scarily how close they all are together. But even still, you see VTune at the top of that list. 500 over the top. And actually, the middle of the game for the top bounty rooms. Puppy's leading the charge, taking away the damage. Arena comes out, trapping all 3 of them, even pinning Puppy to the side. It's just Nisha left in the middle, all alone. Zai's going to try and come in from the side, try and lend a little bit of assistance. I don't think it's going to be enough. He's actually going to try and focus onto Iceberg, realising he's got no mana left to play with. He might try and bring him down. Even the egg though gets hit by Always Want to Fly. Ooh, the spear nearly connected there from Mars, pinned him onto the side, but just not quite far enough. Iceberg still ends up dropping Zai with the Timber Train up to the high ground. Keeps himself safe. Oh, he's just going to run into the Shen army as well. Always Want to Fly. That's a very aggressive dive. Look at Zai maybe wants to move down to the low ground, but not going to be enough to save him. The spear comes flying in. It's actually enough to bring Yapzor down. It's a very chaotic fight there. I'm not really sure who came out. I'm pretty sure Na'Vi came out top actually. They only lost their mid lane. Yeah, they only lost Iceberg. Meanwhile, they lost on the side of Secret Nisha, Puppy, and Yapzor. But definitely worth it. Who actually got the bounty rune? Puppy got the bounty rune, so at least they got that. Not the biggest loss in the world, but definitely still painful. Good first arena usage there by General as well. So Nisha's still working towards that Blink Dagger as his first item. He needs to be the main sort of source of initiation on the side of Secret, as no one else can really do it that effectively. Zai can to some extent, but obviously he has the limitations of there has to be trees nearby. And even then, it's not like a direct get on top of someone and hold him down. He just sort of gets near him, tries to slow him up and deal damage. But he's just much more direct. It looks like it's just going to be a tier 1 trade across the map. Secret sinks onto the tier 1. Meanwhile, 4 members on the side of Na'Vi taking the tier 1 up top themselves. So both tier 1s fall across the map pretty much exactly the same time. Martu just got enough money now to finish up his Battle Fury, so we'll start to see his net worth really start ramping up. It looks like Na'Vi have actually gone up for a smoke play. Heading down through the river. And a Diffuser Blade finished on VTune as well. This is definitely a nice power time, and see if they're able to find anyone from this. They can start running straight into her jungle. It will be Nisha, the one who pops the smoke. Leap forward, does actually clear that from VTune. Leave with the tombstone onto the high ground. Secret want to fight this, they don't want to fall back just yet. VTune's been forced to use his ultimate and fall back. Not going to be getting caught off by anyone else. So it ends up just being a couple of ultimates popped by the side of Secret, plus an ultimate usage from Na'Vi, so really they're just trading cooldowns in that scenario. No other sort of significant event happens really. There's also an Orchid now online for Iceberg. He's going to have that potential to start getting real involved now. Especially if he finds like the potential pick off onto Matumba Man. He is all the key target. The other two calls on the side of Secret are just way too tanky. Sure, they probably will be able to find the kill if there's enough heroes on the side of Na'Vi committed to bring them down, but it won't be the easiest catch. And Adam's going to try and force down the Tier 1 tower. It's been here for quite a while, still very healthy as well. We'll see if maybe Secret want to try and protect this, but there is quite a few heroes on Na'Vi, plus a full Shen army as well. So it's not going to be the easiest defend in the world. And it does look like Secret's going to bother. Oh, Iceberg, he's trying to find Martu. He goes for the TP out, but it's not going to happen. There's always the electric vortex disabled. And now Martu just gets easily caught out, dropped in a second. With the arena Camille there from General as well, making sure there was no retreat. So nice move there by Iceberg. The ward just spotting out the movements of Martu. Very key pickoff. Even still, despite the fact that Martu's had that Battlefield online for a few minutes now, VTune's still sat a full 1,000 gold over the top of him. He's having a really nice start game. Obviously, doesn't have any bonus permanent agi stats as of yet. He's still actually 0-0-0. Not been involved in any of these sort of actual team engagements. He nearly did at that bot, but obviously everyone just sort of looked at each other and ran away in the end. We're going straight for the S and Y as this next item. Not going to have it any time, like, super soon, but if he carries on farming the way he is, he should be able to get it nicely. The jump fall from Nisha gets the stun connections, always want to fly. Even the arrow coming out, it actually lands onto VTune, but the Dark Pact was there, so immediately gets cancelled. Meanwhile, the egg comes to the background. Zai tried getting on top of it to deny it, but he's just going to hit a spear to the side. Even Puppy comes in there trying to lend a helping hand, but they're both getting caught out. I don't think there's anything these two could survive. Zai actually managed to get the Timber Saw chain down to the low ground before the arena actually came up. So he's able to get out there with his life. Only Puppy falling. Oh, what? How did that spear miss? What? Why did it went through the middle of the trees? That was ridiculous. I mean, whenever I play my pubs, right, the AoE on the spear is massive. Like, I could be stood here, it gets aimed here, and I still get caught. But literally, Zai got speared directly through the middle of those trees. Wow. That was some spectacular, like, I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I wouldn't even say that's a fail from General. That's just incredibly unlucky. I think that's all I can call that. But even still, Na'Vi going to roll straight into this Roche bit. Already down to half HP. He's dropping super quick. And there's nothing the Secret could do to stop this from happening. I don't even think they realise it's going on. Everyone's sort of spread up. Just trying to carry on farming up and get the next item or two online for the rest of the team. And they actually even put the Aegis into the hands of Iceberg as well. Maybe realise that the VTune is just so damn tanky at the moment, so difficult to kill that he doesn't really need it. Even's going to get a bit of free damage onto this tier 2 as well. Force the glyph out. Oh, smoke up. I don't think the ward actually caught vision of that, so I don't think Secret are going to realise this is going on. Obviously, there is two members of Na'Vi that weren't smoked up, so potentially they're just going to use them as bait. Oh, Roger. He does get the Sentry ward onto the Observer ward there. The Puppy dropping the ward down. Big step forward there from Iceberg, but he gets immediately stunned in the face, trying to hold it down. The stun's not going to last long enough. Yapsaw was silenced up. He couldn't get the arrow off. Arrow comes out. Is he going to land onto anyone? Ooh, just barely able to dodge that. Always want to fly there. Quick fingers. And it looks like everyone else on the side is going to be able to disengage, but never mind. Jump forward once again. They get the grab onto VTune. That high priority target. The Eggs in the background as well as the arena. They tried to make enough space, but no one even gets stunned up. And then a Secret that's going to fake back. Going to re-engage straight away. Focus down to everyone else. Roger gets separated. Doesn't look like Secret's even really going to bother focus down to Shen. Now they will. Martu's going to finish him off. Meanwhile, Zai's just hunting forward for Iceberg, realising he's out of mana. But there's no other follow-up from the rest of the Secret. Everyone else is too far back. But even still, 3 very quick kills. Perfect grab there onto Vichun. I think his Dark Pact was just on cooldown, or he just didn't get it off in time. But he just got locked down and immediately melted. So maybe it was a little bit of a mistake to put the Aegis into the hands of Iceberg then. But it's a very hard thing to try and predict. Because obviously Iceberg, he wants to be getting involved constantly, getting into all the fights, so it's more likely that he would die. But unfortunately, Secret just find the perfect opening and get on top of the Slark. Very nice kill. So Iceberg in the mid lane tries to get initiated on Zai, but Nisha's there to lend a little bit of helping hand. Stuns up Iceberg, so we can't just carry on charging forwards. It's actually getting pretty low. Maybe just wants to pop the Aegis. The Urini gets committed now, trapping 2 people in there. Nisha even getting pinned to the side of the wall. He's still alive for now, able to get healed up by the mechanism. He's trying to stand his ground, but he will eventually fall. Iceberg's getting pretty low, but Secret don't care about that. He's got the Aegis. They don't want to bother waste their time focusing down. There's so many zombies that are coming out here from Puppey. The Gods of Butte cleans up quite a lot of them, and it's going to give Na'Vi enough space to fall back. So it ends up just being Nisha to die, but even still, it is a very beneficial move there from Na'Vi, taking away that Dragon Knight. It does cost them a few of their spells though, they've still got the egg available to use up. But a kill's a kill, it's space. Nice, but just poking and prodding at Zai at the moment. Zai trying to farm up the creep waves. He's like, just come on guys, kill me. Use my Aegis. There's still like 1 minute and 15 seconds left of it. So it's not like Secret could even just try and wait it out and try and get a sneaky pick off that way. But even still, we finally see Martu at the top of that net worth chart. 300 gold over the top of Vichun. I mean, it's something that you would expect, seeing as how Martu has the Battle Fury online. And Vichun just has his like standard right clicks and Dark Pact to farm up with. It's actually MKB queued up as his next item as well. It's got his SY, it's got his Diffusal. It's all the 2 key items for a Slark. Loving all the bonus attributes and the status effect the 2 items bring. And now we can just focus on trying to get a few items to actually deal damage to this PA in team fights. A natural smoke up as well from them, all 5 heroes. We're going to start heading into the mid. Looks like they might run into a few members. The zip forward from Iceberg gets the connect onto Nisha, trying to hold it down in place. Even the spear off to the side. It looks like Nisha will be brought down. No one on the side of Secret wants to get in there to try and lend a helping hand. No save your buddy syndrome today. It just feels like Nisha really needs a BKB. He has got it queued up. Pretty gonna have it online quite soon as well. Only 900 gold away. Martu's getting focused up now by Iceberg, trying to catch him out. All these misses though. Martu's taking hardly any damage. Looks like he tried to turn around, but everyone else on the side of Na'Vi is already there. And they will bring down the PA. So they maybe that Aegis pop just sort of, I don't know, lured Martu into a full sense of he could possibly get a kill. He got a little bit greedy. I don't think there was anything he could do either way. There's no way he could escape from that. 4 heroes all collapsing on top of him. Nowhere for him to run. No way he could just go for a TP out. It's too many cancels on the side of Na'Vi. Iceberg's nearly going to have his Bloodstone online. Pretty close to having it up. Only about 1100 gold away. Actually, not even that. Only 300 gold away because he probably just dismantled his arcane boots, right? He's like, I just want to farm up these camps, boys. Let me get my item and then I'll fight. Thought maybe I'd go back to the side shop over there to farm it up, but Realise it would be a little bit dangerous now as everyone else on the side of Na'Vi had already left the area. Would be a pretty scary place to try and farm up. And still, everyone's side of Secret is always grouped up, waiting for the potential of a Na'Vi gank, but they're actually going to go for a smoke up themselves. Potentially just want to bait out Martu. He will be spotted by this ward in a minute, I imagine, if he walks up to his farm up. And he's actually going to head down through the standard lane passage. They're going to run straight into Always Want to Fly. Immediate stun connection there from Nisha, and an arrow to the face. Brings down the Phoenix. Fortunately, there's no Roshan for Secret to actually go straight into and try and gain an advantage that way. So he'll be forced to try and focus down this tier 1 tower instead. Martu at the point where he could easily tank tier 1 towers. Bring them down with this... I thought he had... okay, he actually swapped out for the BKB. I thought he would have had it already, seeing as how he had the Warhammer in his inventory for a while. But the BKB is a very nice item to get up for this game. Just so much disable coming out on the side of Na'Vi. They need some way to carry on running around and actually doing work. Nisha actually has it now as well. Is Zai going to be building it? No, Zai's got his pipe. Building up for the Shivas as well. Roshan, 45 seconds away. It's not going to be here super soon. But this is going to be a sort of key objective. Both teams realising that it could spawn any second now. And they'll probably keep a constant hero presence around the top part of the map. Just in case the other team goes for it. Or they see an opportunity to go for it themselves. Secret actually just sort of hanging around through the Radiant jungle at the moment. But just constantly making sure there are five groups set up at the moment. They do not want to constantly be getting picked off and end up throwing this game away. Well, not even throwing a game away, because that would imply that they're like in the lead, but they're not. It's less than 1k gold lead right now for the side of Secret. But that means absolutely nothing. There's just a slight XP lead for him, only 3,000, but that's pretty negligible at this point in the game. And I imagine that's probably all on the supports as well, right? One level difference between Yapsaw and Always Want to Fly. Just a little bit disparity. Martu actually still top of the chart so far for levels. But Roche has now respawned, and Na'Vi realise it's there. They've got a courier and a tomato just sat in the pit. But I don't think anyone on the side of Secret realises it's just yet. The general pause is out. Pesky lag, the one downside of online tournaments. Be the bane for most players, especially if it strikes in really awkward situations. It's probably a good job he paused now rather than 5 seconds time, because we're probably about to see an engagement come out here. Maybe. I mean, Puppey, he's only got like a couple of seconds left of this invis. So I doubt he's just going to walk high ground. He might just drop the Observer ward here. And that would actually give them the vision of V-Tune and General. I think V-Tune realised that pretty quick, seeing as how his ultimate will just let him know that there is going to be a bit of vision from Secret. Actually, Puppey's he just runs straight up to the high ground. Or maybe he was just going to like put the ward, but he doesn't care. Oh, another pause. Faust just says nothing, and V-Tune means... I don't know, that's a pause then? I don't really know.
Can't escape your
Sorry,
sin.
one AFK? Did you forget he was AFK? How could you...
learned nothing.
Who's AFK? Is it Roger? Is it Always Want to Fly? No, it can't be Roger, because he's one bloody typed it, obviously. Duh. Must be Always Want to Fly. Just stood here doing nothing. How could you pause... I guess they were like, they're probably talking to him like, oh shit, he's not here. Crap, pause it. away. We never found out who it was AFK. That's a shame. I know, right? Loads of pauses. Pauses everywhere. Arrow finds nothing. I mean, Secret have just gained complete control over the Radiant Triangle. They could potentially move into the Rosh pit. I simply think they've even spotted out. They've not even bothered to move in it yet. They must have scouted out, right? There's no way they couldn't have. The Vichu actually now finished up his MKB, so that's going to be their time to go. But Secret's done a smoke of their own. Puppy's just going to pop, running into Vichu in the trees. Out pops the Moonlight Shadow, trying to bring a space. Both these central walls get dropped. Vichu starts focusing down to Puppy, trying to get healed up. He gets blown up there by the Gods of View coming up for General. Going to pop his BKB, traps in Nisha and Zai. Master just throws daggers in from the outside. Can't really get too involved just yet. Nisha now getting dragged in, gets deleted by everyone else on the side of Na'Vi. And Master tries to take a really awkward path out of there. Will just manage to escape the stun radius of the egg. But even still, Iceberg wasn't done yet. Tried to find Yapsor, couldn't find him. Zai manages to get out of there. But even still, it's 2 kills from Na'Vi, and now it's going to roll straight into the Rosh. There's no way Secret can try and contest this fight without these 2 heroes available. And it drops so quickly as well. Look at all these auras. Oh yeah, well, all the creeps are gone, but that was a monstrous amount of auras. Good lord. This is the benefit of the creep army. Bonus armor, bonus damage, bonus attack speed. Plus all the mech, bonus armor and regen. Batty, bonus mana regen. Divine Favor, 2 HP regen. Implying regen by all, my lord. Shen is just the king of auras. So both teams is farming up the next wave of tier 3 items. Anyone get any particularly juicy ones? Paladin Sword for Matumba Man. That's always a nice one to grab. He actually went for the plus 35% blur evasion. I thought maybe he might not have bothered, seeing as how he'd already seen that Vichu had the MKB. So it's a little bit counterproductive, to be honest with you. Maybe he could have just gone for the -3 armor. I mean, -3 armor corruption, it's hardly anything at all. That's actually just the complete opposite of what the Wind Ripper does. -3 armor. So yeah, I suppose in that respect, at least you're going to be able to dodge some of the hits from the rest of the side of Na'Vi. Doesn't really mean that much. But Iceberg massives it forward, tries to get the grab onto the Yapsor, trying to bring him down. But one crit from Matumba Man blows him up. That's his Aegis gone. And now General tries to come in there with the arena, trapping everyone in. They're going to try and blow up Iceberg one more time. He does go down, but there is still the egg off to the side. No one actually gets caught out by the stun duration. Everyone on the side of Secret is able to bail out in time. They got Puppy for their troubles, but still cost the double death onto Iceberg. But it's not done yet. Nisha jumps forward, trying to get the grab onto Always Want to Fly, and he gets brought down. Na'Vi's going to try and re-engage here, focusing down onto Matumba Man. The Cheese ends up getting popped there by Vichu, keeping him alive for now. But it's still just back and forth fights. Vichu just able to skip us the high ground. Martu following up, couldn't quite get the crit. Iceberg with the buyback, he's coming in, trying to lend a bit of a helping hand, trying to bring him down. Vichu, and he ends up dropping nonetheless. Iceberg, his buyback couldn't find anything. Even General ended up dying one more time. It's an ultra kill for Zai. He wants the rampage. Iceberg, he's trying to get out of there. And he has just enough mana to actually make it back into his own base. Very close there, but it was a very static sort of jumping around team fight. That very aggressive jump there from Iceberg ended up costing his team quite a lot. Pretty much all of them dying, plus the buyback onto the Iceberg as well. Did he not TP? I think Secret realised it. Now he's going to go for the TP onto the high ground. He will manage to get away with it this time. Martu's sieging the tier 3 all on his own. He's like, guys, why have you left me? Iceberg jump forwards. Ooh, tries to go for the focus on Martu. Actually forces out the BKB. So that's the 8-second used. Another pause! Ah! Oh, dear me. Oh, then immediately go. But even still, another favourable engagement there for the side of Secret. Now up to a 7k gold lead. 3k difference between Martu and VTune right now. Divine Rapier queued up for Martu as well. He has got a Reaver as well, so maybe potentially just going to go for the Satanic. Oh, Iceberg looks like he's just found a solo kill there onto Puppey. And even Zeiss Courier was just hanging around for some reason. Didn't want to quite recall it. So nice little grab the buys. Why was Puppey worth 500 gold? Gaben, what? He's a position 5. Why is he worth 500 gold? Doesn't make any sense. Iceberg will be happy with that. Big chunk of gold. Plus a charge for his Bloodstone as well. BKB nearly online for him. Only 300 gold? 400 gold? Yeah, Iceberg with his BKB now online. Gonna have a little bit of easier time in this team fight. It's not just gonna get stun locked down by the Dragon Knight like he does every single other fight. Martu's finished up his Satanic now. Gonna have a bit more survivability in these fights, and able to quickly go up to full HP if he gets lucky with those Satanic crits. He's still got the Divine Rapier queued. We'll see if that's actually what he's going to go for or not. Actually a ward there, spotting the movements out from everyone on the side of Secret. You even see that there's a ward here with the sentry ward placements. BKB online for VTune as well. So quite a few BKBs all getting finished up across both teams. Going to be potential for the next team fight engagement to be quite a serious one. A lot of utility on both sides. General's had his for a little while, only down to 8 seconds though. Not as bad as I thought. Martu's is like 6 seconds now or something? 7 seconds. Leashes is still on 9. Obviously Zai not going to bother. Just waiting for his courier to respawn so he can actually have this Solar Crest. Ooh, the General. He's ready waiting to make a move onto Martu potentially. Decides against it. Probably a wise idea as well, seems that there was quite a few members of Secret just sat behind him. Maybe just waiting to see if Na'Vi tried to make some sort of move onto the PA. Smoke now coming up from Na'Vi. See which way they're going to head. It's all still just hanging around their jungle. But meanwhile, Secret have gone for a very similar move. The smoke with the Moonlight Shadow as well, just charging forwards. Nisha leading the charge. Actually runs straight into Roger. Would be a very nice target. Jump forwards, but there's the Ghost Scepter. Keeping him alive for now. Nisha didn't quite get close enough for the Dragon Tail stun. There could have been a quick pick off onto the position 5. Very high profile kill. But even still, it was a BKB pop by General. So I don't think Secret mind too much, but this is the Flesh Golem and the Dragon Form both used. And they're not going to find anything for it. Just a small consolation prize off the BKB usage. But now Zai's got his Solar Crest online. Courier finally respawns and delivers it to him. So there's going to be a nice little buff from Timberman. Going to turn him into a real beast once he actually manages to get on top of people. But I spoke. Oh, very aggressive jump forwards. Looking like they could have potentially got the grab there onto the Timberman if his zip was just a little bit further forwards. But couldn't quite get the grab. Vision's leading the charge into Secret's triangle, but no one's actually here. They've all vacated the area, moved into their own normal jungle. Yapsos code died. Had an Eagle song on it. What's he? Build an E-Blade. Okay. E-Blade quite nice. Good way to avoid a lot of the damage that comes out from VTune. So I dig it. Not exactly that it's a massive amount of magic damage to really follow up from the E-Blade effect, but you know, it does sort of reduce the effectiveness of V-Tune in the coming fights, as well as having a small little bit of shotgun damage as well. Maybe just let him finish up a couple of heroes. AC's nearly up now for General. Will be a very nice item for the coming team fights. Be able to provide a little bit of bonus tank for the rest of his team, whilst also making easier targets for V-Tune to try and chop through the members of the Secret. Yeah, it's got enough to finish it now, if he doesn't really want to bother saving for a buyback. But this Roshan, he's ready and waiting for the taking. Marty's actually just leading the charge. He's got the refresher shard on it as well. Would be quite nice in the hands of Nisha to actually be able to give him the effectiveness of the Dragon form twice, just so he's not completely useless once the initial usage ends. So just this little standoff. Only 3 members of Secret grouped up around him, while everyone on the side of Na'Vi is actually present. Martus is off farm on the other side of the map. Just wants to make sure he can keep his farm going. He's super close to finishing up this Divine Rapier as well. Only 600 gold. That could be the potential thing that the side of Secret are waiting for. They just want Martus to get this item online as quickly as he possibly can. And he should actually have that in this next creep camp or 2. Super close to finishing it. Oh, what's actually coming out in his courier? Nothing at all. What is it? Oh, he's just going to leave it there and bring it over afterwards, just so he can immediately head over to the Roshan area with the rest of his team. So only one more creep camp, and he's going to have this Divine Rapier. Doesn't care about buyback. If you've got a Divine Rapier, you can't plan for buybacks. Because what's the point? If you die, you're already going to give away Divine Rapier, make the other position one even stronger. So your buyback, you're just going to be even less effective. But even still, you're going to go for the Moonlight Shadow from Yap, so we're going to move straight into this Roche pit. Going to try and bring it down. There is the courier there from Roger, sorry. So he realises something going on. They even get the kill. The Roshan dying so quickly, it does end up falling. The Aegis into the hands of Martu. Refresher shard for Nisha. Puppy has the cheese. Probably just going to hold on to that for Nisha or Martu. Depends on who needing it at the time. There was even an egg Camille there from Always Want to Fly as well. I wanted to try and stop that from happening, but the Roche just died so quickly. A couple of Crypts in this PA with the minus armor coming out from the Desolator as well. And just obviously a Divine Rapier. Man hits like an absolute truck. He's hitting for just a standard, like, over 600 damage a hit. Crits are going to be doing 2,400, 2,500 damage, something like that. So this PA is going to hurt whoever she does find. Look at Marty, just doesn't care. He's just leading the charge all on his own. With this haste rune activated, wants to see if he can find something, but everyone on the side of Na'Vi just manages to retreat up to their triangle in time. Not going to get picked off this time. Oh, Marty, maybe thinking about it with the Glimmer Cape usage there from Puppy. Looks like that's going to start sieging onto this tier 3. Nope, change their mind. Ooh, come back. Yep, nope, nope. Not quite sure what he wants to do. Marty, he's still up on the high ground. Iceman's going to start the initiation. Focus it up onto Marty. The heal's coming out though from Puppy. And the Lotus Orb from Zai as well. Just buffing up Marty, making it quite difficult. Super easy to heal up. Even just going to pop the Satanic just to make sure he's at full HP. So his combat effectiveness is reduced slightly for the next 30 seconds. The jump forward from Nisha gets the stun onto V-Tune, trying to hold him back. Meanwhile, Iceberg makes as much space as he possibly can. The Timberman's just trying to do as much physical damage as he can, but everyone's just juking and driving in and out, focusing his attention on General. Meanwhile, V-Tune's just hitting everyone else on the side of Secret. Marty's going to try and fall back. We'll get the Phantom Strike down to the rest of his teammates. So nobody drops from that entire engagement. I think the side of Secret, they need to fall back. Puppy has nothing left in the tank. No mana, half HP. The rest of Secret aren't doing too badly, but Puppey is quite a large portion of their sustainability in these fights. And that is going to be enough for the side of Secret just to say they are done for now. Na'Vi have held for this moment in time. But we'll probably see a second attempt come up for Secret pretty soon. They want to try and use the fact that they've got this Aegis for another 2.5 minutes. Na'Vi are just super scared. Just turtling in their base. They don't want to show themselves anywhere on this map. Just in fear of getting deleted by this PA. Zai's going to finally start bringing the creep wave. Maybe Secret is going to try and take down this tier 2 tower. Well, there will be a little bit of time. So this is going to be a minute or two of the Aegis just sort of wasted waiting for this creep wave to suddenly appear at the tier 2 tower to get rid of the backdoor protection. Martu, he's actually got enough damage to beat the backdoor protection. He's like, I am tired of waiting for you, Zai. I'm just going to take this tower no matter what. There is a glyph available for Na'Vi, but they should not waste it on this. There's no point. So that's just the tier 2 melted from the normal attacks there from Martu. No crits required. So obviously you can't crit against towers. There's also a Cypher Vice finish up for Zai as well. It's going to be quite a lot of lockdown now for VTune. If he ever gets caught out without the BKB or the Dark Pact already used. Jump forward from Iceberg, trying to focus out to Martu. He's getting pretty low. This is going to be the first life gone. Iceberg, though, stunned up forever. Taking loads of damage with the arrow. He will finally drop. Gone for 2 minutes, no buyback. Now Martu's back in the fray. Going to see how much damage he's able to do. But the egg comes out. It stuns everyone. And Martu just falls again. Divine Rape on the floor. Goes in the hands of VTune. And now Secret needs to bail the hell out of here. This Slark's going to be hitting way too hard. Nisha just gets stuck in the corner. Absolutely screwed there by VTune. Zai goes for the Timber Chains up to the high ground and gets the TP out of there. It was still massive victory there for Na'Vi. Only losing Iceberg, but getting the massive kill onto Matumbaman twice as well. Divine Rapier into the hands of VTune. So now it's Secret ready to be scared. Na'Vi don't have to be worried about turning their base anymore, especially with double damage on VTune as well. Just one hit in creeps. He's hitting for 860 damage a hit. And that's with his MKB in his pocket as well. Well, maybe he might swap that out for his boots or the SNY maybe. So the Absol just purges away the double damage. But it doesn't matter, it's not like VTune needs it. Look at this tower melt! And this is the benefit of the Divine Rapier into the hands of the Slark instead of the PA, is the Slark just has a natural better attack speed than the PA does. So everything's going to melt that much quicker. They will now fall back, seeing as how there is a few members of Secret up pretty soon, but it's only going to be a fake back. Maybe they're just going to potentially wait for either Puppey or Zai to try and fire this creep wave. Boys Wanna Fly is going to lead the charge. The arena comes out and from General sun them into the side. They try and bring him down. They're laying into him, but luckily the reactive armor from Zai is keeping him alive for now. Oh, the leap there from VTune doesn't get him out far enough. He's still stuck in the base. He's now just going to go for the flat TP out with the BKB. Noah's Wanna Fly needs to be careful. Gets the Timber Train up to the high ground. Oh, just barely manages to make out before Zai was able to get the Cypher Vice activated on him. So everyone on the side of Na'Vi, they bail out there with their lives. Unfortunately, they don't get the kill onto Zai, but that's always going to be a difficult kill to get. Super damn tanky. And it's not like even Na'Vi have a Divine Rapier or anything to play with like that. Desolator, sorry. To reduce the armor of the Timbersaw. Now, is Matumbaman going to do exactly the same thing that he did in one of his previous matches? Yeah, he's going straight for another Divine Rapier. He's building another Divine Rapier, ladies and gentlemen. It was against Alliance, wasn't it? Yeah, it was their match against Alliance. Martu built a Divine Rapier, died, gave it to Nico Baby, bought another Divine Rapier, died, gave that to Nico Baby, bought a third Divine Rapier, finally killing Nico Baby, taking all 3 Divine Rapiers back into his own hands, and then they just won the game. Martu was doing way too much damage at that point, so we'll see if history's going to repeat itself. Or if VTune and just decide that Na'Vi aren't going to make the same mistakes and allow Secret just to carry on building these Divine Rapiers and maybe just apply their own pressure now. I mean, they're definitely not as cooldown dependent. Sure, the Arena and the Egg definitely help. But they're relatively short cooldowns in comparison if you think about most long big teamfight ultimates. The Arena's only 1 minute. The Egg's a little bit longer than that though. Nearly 2 minutes. So it's quite a while for that to actually come online again. But even still, this is a scary time for Secret. Roshan potentially up in 5 seconds as well. We'll see if Na'Vi get really lucky and it spawns super quick. And 18 seconds, that's a pretty quick spawner. Roger, he's not going to leave any creeps in the pit though. I think if they got the information that was going to be spawning soon, they might have just stayed around there. But VTune's going to initiate onto Zai with the Abyssal Blades set out. The spear that came out from General as well, but pushes Zai to the high ground, give a little bit of time. But Iceberg now gets involved. Vortex in Zai back. There's nowhere left for him to run. And they pick up an easy kill there onto Zai. 8 kill streak. Is that his first death? That's actually Zai's first death of the game. Wow. It was going so well for Zai up to that point. So unfortunately, there's no way he could survive all that focus damage. Now Nisha though needs to be careful. He's hung around for way too long. Iceberg gets a really long range zip. Now Nisha will just commit his BKB. Try to get the TP out. Ooh, Vichu nearly arranged there to use the Abyssal Blade. But just wasn't quite quick enough. How close is Man to his next Divine Rapier? Ooh, he's pretty close. He's pretty close. He's only about 1,200 gold away. And Na'Vi, now they spot the fact that Roche is up, they're going to go straight on in here. Ags, Cheese, Refresher Shard, and Aghanims as well. And still this Roche just melts. We'll see who they give all these items over to. They're going to give the... is that the Aghanim's Blessing? That's standard Ags that... Oh, do what though actually. Iceberg tries to go for a grab onto Puppey up top, but he was just able to escape. Doesn't fall just yet. But the Axe Blessing actually went into the hands of Vici. And what does it actually do for Slark? Provides 2 charges and increased pounce range. Oh, so it's not exactly like it's broken, but 2 charges on pounce plus long range. That's pretty nice. Now we take away the top outpost, but Secret respond by taking the Radiant outpost themselves. Definitely see if they can hold on to this for another 20 seconds, or if maybe Na'Vi is going to make a beeline down here and try and take that little bit of XP bonus away. Bless me. Looks like they will be able to escape their lives. And they should still get the bonus XP from this outpost. Martu, he's only 80 gold away from finishing up this Divine Rapier. He wants just one more of these creep camps. And he will have it. The Divine Rapier into the hands of Martu once again. Scores 1-5. Try to get a grab there onto Yapsor, but it's always very difficult to get the initial grab onto a Mirana. Those leap charges making it a very, very elusive hero. Jump off from Iceberg, gets a super long range zip there onto Nisha. Oh, he does just manage to get the cheese and the BKB off. And he actually will survive. Very, very close there by Nisha. He's still just holding it for now. Doesn't quite want to go for... Oh, he blinks off to the side, but he's in vision. Oh no, he still gets caught by the electric vortex. And he ends up dropping no matter what. Despite the fact that that cheese usage did keep him alive for a little bit longer. He has got a buyback though. We'll see if the rest of you are able to wait out 90 seconds. Meanwhile, Vici and Roger trying to focus down to Zai. That could have been the time maybe for Secret to maybe make a move. But actually no. Martu's all the way down bot. He's farming up his own Abyssal Blade. He's not going for multiple Divine Rapiers. He wants to chill out a little bit. My god, these buildings take so much damage from Vici. Oh, that's advice though. Connection there from Zai. Still can't quite make the move just yet, as he still has that Aghanim some line. The leveler so potent in the hands of a Slark. He doesn't care about any of the stuff that Secret's able to throw at him. He just carries on hitting the buildings away. Ooh, a big jump forward from Iceberg. They're going to get the initial grab onto Puppey. He drops pretty quickly. Even a buyback from Nisha, but Secret aren't going to be able to make any sort of counterplay happen. The fresh shot, even Pop there always would have 5 minutes. Secret charge up forward, going to get the kill onto him. When they manage to bring him down, the Rhythm comes out. They do get the kill onto the Phoenix. But now Matumba gets pinned to the side. He's getting focused up. There's no save for him. He drops. That's another Divine Rapier on the floor. No buyback. I think that's just it. That's it. That's the game. Divine Rapier in the hands of General as well. There's nothing that YapzOr and Nisha can do to stop this from happening. And Na'Vi taking game 1 against Secret. Very nice fashion as well. There you go, I was right to predict Na'Vi at the start of the game. Woohoo! But even still, very well played there by Na'Vi. They kept their cool, and just that one fight at their top lane of barracks, just getting that double kill onto Matumba Man, dropping that Divine Rapier, got that into the hands of Yichun. And since then, it was just a real uphill struggle for Secret to try and bring themselves back into it. Just, the Slark was hitting way too hard. Despite the fact that he only has, his score's only 4-2 and 10. That's really underwhelming for how the game felt. But even still, well played there by Na'Vi, taking the game off Secret. We'll see if Secret's able to bounce back and maybe push this onto a game 3, or if Na'Vi's just gonna just take him out 2-0. Treat him like a bunch of 1Ks. We'll have to wait and see. It should be a fun match no matter what. So hopefully I'll see you guys for that one. Thanks for watching that video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it and the content I was able to provide. I am just starting out, so if you did like it and you want to support me in the future, then please think about following and subscribing to me on Twitch, Twitter and YouTube. I post on Twitter what events I plan on covering in the future and when I'm actually able to do some casts. I don't have the most free time in the world, unfortunately, so I can't provide constant content, but I can guarantee you every single time that I do cast, I'm giving it my all because I have a lot of passion for it, and hopefully that does come off. So once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you stick around for the next video. So hopefully I see you guys there. Cheers.